Hey everyone, welcome you to today's video. So in today's video, we are going to discuss about an interview question on data visualization. So here is the question. Which function gives both univariate and bivariate plot in Seaborn? So the answer is Jointplot. So let me show you with an example. So first, let me import the packages that we require, and let's then take a data set to have some example here. So Seaborn as SNS and import. Let's also import matplotlib. So to go with the data set, let me load it from Seaborn. So as you know, Seaborn has got many data sets. So from Seaborn, I'm going to take a data set. So using load dataset function, let me load iris dataset here. So you must be knowing this data set. So from this data set, I'm going to take variables and let me have a join plot here. So let's say sns.joinplot. And let's take two variables from this data set. So any two variable let's take. So let's take sepal length as x. And let me take y as sepal width. So sepal width as y. And let's give the data frame. Okay. So when I call join plot function for any two variables, you can see that it gives me two different plots, right? It combines bivariate plot and univariate plot when I call this function, right? So in the middle figure, you can see the scatter plot for sepal length and sepal width. So basically scatter plot gives you the relationship between two variables, right? So here it gives the relationship between sepal length and sepal width, right? And at the top, you can see the histogram for sepal length, and at the right side, you can see the histogram for sepal width. So basically, histogram gives the distribution of any variable, right? So you can see how the data is distributed for sepal length at the top, which is x, and you can see the histogram, which tells the distribution of sepal width, right, which is actually y. So this joint plot function combines both univariate and bivariate plots, right? And it can actually have different kind of plots. So using this joint plot, you can have different kind of plots using a parameter called kind. So here, if you see by default, it gives you scatter plot and histogram, right? Scatter plot for two variables and histogram for each individual variable, right? And I wanted to change to different plot. So using kind parameter, I can change the value as KDE. So when I give KDE, so KDE basically stands for kernel density estimation, right? So what do we get here? So you can see the kernel density estimation for both the variables, sepal length and sepal width. So you can see that where the data is highly dense, right? So this part, if you see, this is where most of the data lies, right? So basically kernel density estimation tells you where most of the data points lies, right? Where it is highly dense. So at the middle, you can see the kernel density estimation for both sepal length and sepal width. And at the top, you can see for sepal length. So it has the kernel density estimation for sepal length. And you can see the kernel density estimation curve for sepal width at the right side, right? So this is one kind of plot you can have. And if I change it to reg, which actually stands for regression. So when I change it to reg, let's see what kind of plot we get. So you can see that it gives you the scatter plot with a regression line. So since I have changed it to regression, it gives me a regression line, right? And at the top, instead of having histogram or kernel density estimation, we have both here, right? So when we give reg for kind parameter, it gives us both the kernel density estimation and the histogram for each variable. So at the top, you can have for x, which is sepal length, and at the right side, you will have for y, which is sepal width. So basically, this joint plot combines two plots, bivariate and univariate plot in a single graph. Thank you.